After 4 of the most exciting months in the history of automobile racing, the 2013 season for Three Rivers RC is about to come to a close. Today's race is the season finale. The points battle is definitely heating up. Steve Brown, 1 point behind points leader Bill Steinbach, who has 240 points. Steve has 239. Chad Limperner, though, could be the key. He holds the outcome of this championship in his hands. He could greatly affect the outcome of the race depending on where he does finish. Steve Brown must finish ahead of Bill Steinbach, and there is the possibility of a doubleheader today. If Steve does in fact beat Bill Steinbach, but only by 1 position, that will tie them in the points, which will send us into a post-season race, which will consist of all 3 drivers. Right here is where we started the season, and right here is where we're going to end the season. After 26 races, it's all come down to this, the 27th race of the season, which just happens to be the season finale. First time in league history the championship is on the line. Brown on pole, Limperner in second, Steinbach in third. Get ready for some truly rough and ready racing. 3, 2, 1, go.
The flagman drops the green flag for the final time this season. Chad Limperner leads the first lap. Bill Steinbach about half a second behind him in second. And look at this. Another truly incredible shot by our camera team today down to the production trailer. Kudos to them.
Big shout out to the track maintenance team as well. They drew that nice logo on the backstretch. As there's a battle for second place, Brown gets up on the cone. That'll bring the first caution of the day out on lap 6. Again, the track maintenance team did a really good job putting the track together today. It looks pristine. Green flag is back out. A pretty clean restart by all the drivers. Brown gets Steinbach loose, takes second place, and then Steinbach gets him back in turn 2, letting him hit the cone.
Bill back in third place now. Steve crashes in turn number 3, and Bill does up in turn number 1 and 2. That will bring out another yellow flag. And you can see Bill rushes to his Ford to repair that left front shock. We've talked about this for the last couple of races, that they need to get this issue fixed before, the big championship money, all that glory is on the line. Well, today it is on the line, and they don't have it fixed.
The league has put a limit on him. He can only fix that 3 times during this event today. Green flag is back out. Limperner has the lead in a huge wreck down the backstretch.
Oh, the whole field's involved in this one. You can see Bill Steinbach on top of the undercarriage of Steve Brown and Chad down to the inside. Here it is. Bill came high coming out of turn number 2, got into Steve Brown, and then just kept his foot in it, driving Steve Brown upside down. Oh, this will be good right here. You can see Chad in front of these two. Here they come into the picture. Steve's already upside down, and then you can see Bill Steinbach spinning those rear tires to drive over Steve Brown as Chad hit the inside cone. Green is back out. Bill's in the middle. He'll wash up into Chad. That'll put Chad back to third place, but he'll get Bill loose out of turn number 4. And Steve wrecks it out of turn number 2. Yellow flag, lap 13.
That car went all the way upside down, did not land on all the tires, and that's why there was a caution today on lap 13. Brown coming around for the restart. He was the cause of the caution. Does a quick turn there. And green flag, he has the lead. Jumps out in front of the field as looks like Steinbach let him go. Lap 15, still continuing to move as Steinbach goes outside of the speedway. He'll bring his car back in, put it on all 4 tires, and we'll get rolling again on lap 16.
Bill Steinbach goes all the way across the racetrack and back to third place after he wrecks in turn number 3. And his car seems to be really loose in the rear end today. You can see him wash up out of these corners and the rear tires are spinning. Steve Brown in first place, Chad in second, and then Bill still sputtering along in third place. Lap 20. 20 laps to go in the 2013 season. Chad gets hit in the rear bumper from Steve Brown and then wrecks in turn number 1. Actually flips over in turn number 1. That was a pretty bad wreck by Chad Limperner.
We can see Steinbach once again repairing that vehicle. That is 2 times that he has to touch this axle. He only has 1 other chance to get that car repaired, unless it's a different problem, of course. The league is only putting a limit on him fixing that axle. He'll get moving. He'll have the inside lane, and that's a green flag. Yeah, looks like Steve lost power on the backstretch there, slowed down quite a bit. Steinbach has the lead. There's a battle for second place, and look at the line Brown's running, trying to get ahead of Steinbach, gets him loose.
Nice driving there by Bill Steinbach to hold on to that one. Steve Brown back in third place. Chad trying to muscle his way around Bill. Bill finally pulls high and says, Chad, just pass me. Chad's now onto the front stretch as Steve Brown gets loose in turn number 3. Chad's right in the middle of the racing group, but both those drivers avoid it. 10 laps to go. Forget about everything else. It's time for the championship fight.
Limburner is a lap down on today's event, while Brown gets up on the cone, and that'll bring out a caution, and Limburner is wiping away the sweat from his brow as well. He wants to get one more win on the season, not want to tie his record low of 3 wins from the 2012 season, so we'll see if he can pull out a win here. Obviously, these other two, they've got to be really scared about this championship right now. Hearts are pounding, and you can see them as they walk out on the track to get their cars moving, get the track all set up and everything. They're very nervous. Green flag is back out.
Bill Steinbach has the lead. Steve's back in third place. Bill will be the champion as of now, ahead of Steve. Yellow flag, yep, right here on lap 34. Bill goes to the track to fix that rear axle. You can see Steve got into the back of Bill. Right there, Bill lost power, and then Chad went to the outside and crashed.
Looks like a big pileup, there with all 3 drivers on the inside cone. Here we go with the green flags. Steve jumps the restart, and it looks like it's not even going to matter because there's another caution on lap number 35.
Such intensity in the air from trackside, from the racetrack all the way up here in the booth. We're all on the edge of our seats to see who can pull out this championship. Bill on the outside. There it is. He is in front of Steve Brown, but wrecks in turn number 2. But then Steve wrecks with Chad in 3 and 4.
Brown still retains the lead as Limburner goes outside of the speedway. And wow, that's going to take a lot of the heat off the track right now. There is a yellow flag on lap 37 due to Limburner losing control after hitting the turn 1 cone and going outside of the racetrack. Now there might be some words being exchanged right now as we see no one's moving. Limburner's going to have the middle lane, and the green flag is out. A very even restart. Brown is upside down, and he lands on his roof. That'll bring out another caution.
What a lucky break for Steve Brown to just land on his roof. You can see Bill crash, and then Steve almost lands on those wheels right on the roof. Oh, this is just insane how exciting this is.
Obviously, it's never come down to the last race in Three Rivers RC history. There's only 1 point separating these drivers right now. Green flag is back out. Oh, Brown got Steinbach loose.
Chad passed Bill. Steve wrecks in turn number 2. Here comes Limburner. Steinbach, but Steinbach picks up the title. Chad Limburner picks up his 4th win of the season. Bill narrowly beat Steve to that start-finish line. His rear tires were spinning. He just kept his foot in it and stayed in the gas to try to win this championship. Here it is again.
That'll give him a 2-point advantage as we look at this last lap again. You see Brown has a hefty lead, but hits the cone. That doesn't seem to be a problem. He can get his car going, but Limburner cuts in front of him, gets him loose, and now look at this race to the start-finish line.
Steve right there. He tried to get into the back of Bill Steinbach. Look how hung out his car is. But Chad Limburner beats Bill by maybe a door or a fender to the start-finish line. Look at Steve Brown, completely cocked sideways. Just stayed in the gas, much like Bill Steinbach. And Steve was ahead of Bill Steinbach all the way to turn number 3. He had the championship in his cusp until turn number 3.
What an incredible season of racing here on the Three Rivers RC Racing channel. Be sure to check back on our channel for some highlights, some extra bonus footage, as well as some trackside audio that we plan to upload. And we'll be doing some In the Throttles, getting you ready for 2014, a new rules package that we have yet to unveil.
Our sincerest congratulations goes out to Bill Steinbach for picking up his 3rd championship. And our sincerest apologies go out to Steve Brown for not being able to pick up his 2nd championship. What a season. What a race. See you next year, guys.